Welcome to Beyond the Beef, where we not only talk about business problems, we talk about business solutions. So, Bob.
Yes, sir.
What would we like to beef about today, my friend?
Well, these are tough times.
They are tough times, but tell me why you feel they're tough times, Bob.
You know, I have to tell you, tough times we're living in.
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, this is like unprecedented, right? I mean, everyone seems to be so tense with me.
Oh, that's what you mean by tough times. Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
believe me, this is. I don't want to get political. I don't want to do anything like that.
Not gonna happen.
Because there's plenty of that.
Oh yeah, that ain't gonna happen. This isn't the place for that.
Boy, oh boy, it's tough.
It's quite harsh.
And so the beef that I wanted to kind of bring back to was something that was brought to me, but I want to kind of bring it back to the times we're living in.
Yeah, sure.
Like these are hard times.
Doesn't that statement alone make you feel so old?
Yeah,
Things ain't like they used to be, you know.
Tough.
We used to just work hard, never complain, uphill both ways to work. Yeah.
But here's the thing. So like today, what I see is, you know, I go onto social media and, you know, Facebook's my social media of choice because I'm of that age group, I guess, whatever. And boy, it just seems like everyone's always yelling at one another.
Oh, yeah.
All they do is like they throw their opinion out there and demoralize anyone who doesn't agree with it.
Disagree with it, and they'll defriend you or
defriending is like, it's like, which is the you know, the digital equivalent of take my ball and go somewhere else. Are you going to defriend me?
Right.
It's like, what does that even mean? And so this is happening a lot. Yeah. It's almost to the point I can't go on my feed anymore because it's like, and there's a few people that are habitual about it.
No doubt about it.
They just want to, like, you know, throw their thing out there. Everyone else is wrong. And God forbid you put an opinion out there or say anything against it. It's like, you're an idiot and you're an idiot. And by the way, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And it's like, what is this? So there's that. I have a reason I'm bringing this up, but I want to get your thought on this. Are you feeling the same way?
Yeah, I'm going through the same thing, and I've obviously, what I've tried to do is just not read that stuff, you know, not put it in my feed anymore. I don't necessarily defriend them. They're just not on my prioritized list of things to look at, you know. But it is, it's usually the common culprits. It's the same culprits over and over, same old stuff, and it's like they're dying for a soapbox to stand on. And then they think, I'm going to send this out to everybody, and for some reason or another, whoever reads this is going to think I'm so intelligent now. I'm going to have the most intelligent things to say, and I'm going to fight this argument. And then if you do comment, sometimes it gets really nasty. It gets really nasty.
Pitching for a
you don't
fight.
know what you're talking about, this, and this. Then you go on, and you read some of these things. Sometimes I'll just read, because I don't even comment, but I'll just read through where these things go in the end. And they're like personal attacks. Character attacks. It's like,
and
so it's you know, it makes you think about what is Facebook turning into, or some of these social media things turning into a bit. And it's a part of me that wishes and that hopes that it'll go back to people actually be communicating with one another.
Well, that's the whole point. So, you know, because what the other part of this thing is, what I see when people are doing that, a couple people might disagree and they just get, you know, lambasted. And what happens is nobody disagrees with it anymore. So the only thing that you're getting is affirmative, you know, response, like, oh yeah, you're right, you know, yeah, you go, and it's like,
that's what they need. That's what they're looking for, though. I didn't feel good about myself.
See, I'm always right. In reality, like, most people don't agree with you, or maybe a lot of them. So the reason I brought it up is because, again, it does come back to a beef that was brought. When I was growing up in the corporate world and in companies and so forth, you know, we would do that. You know, you kind of spin yourself out of control. You go to lunch, you talk about somebody, you know, and someone else feels the same way, and you're like, before you know it, at the end of the lunch, like, yeah, that's right. You know, that person's a jerk, a complete jerk, and everything else.
Then you walk by him in the hallway.
Hey,
Jim.
That's the point. So, like, you know, a lot of times it happens with functions, you know, like marketing versus sales, or someone versus operations, and it's easy to talk about people when they're not standing in front of you. But inevitably, what happens is when you go and you have lunch with them, or you go out with them, you travel with them. Travel is always like the big bonding moment, right? All of a sudden you're like, wow, this person's pretty cool.
Yeah,
and
it's not so bad
at all the way I felt. And I think it comes back down to, when you have that going on, which the original complaint was backstabbing, right?
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Somebody backstabs you this way and that way, and you're talking about each other behind your back. But when you go and you actually meet people face to face, you realize that that's not really the truth that you built in your head is not really the truth. Yeah. And I think the same thing's happening today on social media. It was kind of just tie those two things together. Like what you said, why don't we just talk to one another?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah, there's a big issue. It's like passing notes in class, right?
Yeah.
It's like passing notes about this guy or that guy. You used to write them on a little piece of paper. Now you're putting it out there for 500 people to see, or however many are in there. Yeah. But the big problem is this whole social media that I honestly feel is creating antisocial people. Yeah. And what's happening is because you can put it up there, you don't have to see anybody's reaction, you don't have to get any of that emotional piece from anybody else. You feel totally comfortable causing conflict on these pieces where you could just write and no one will ever see it face to face. But you're not learning how to resolve and work through situations and conflict and meeting people, doing all this stuff face to face.
You don't get their side of things
at all.
That's the key. And so eventually it's one-sided argument. The people that could disagree with you fall off, and then you're only getting affirmative responses, and then you start spinning yourself out of control, just like you do at the lunch table,
Absolutely.
Right? Against somebody. You're not getting their side of things.
And you're not learning healthy conflict.
Yes.
There is such thing as healthy conflict.
Right.
And it's critical to not only success in business, right? You don't want to surround yourself with people that always think the same way as you. So you learn only to communicate through this Facebook means as you've got to agree with me, you got to agree with me. How do you learn how to have a healthy conflict, to surround yourself with people that may have conflicting ideas to help you grow and help different? You're kind of stifling yourself when you learn to do that sort of stuff. And that's all you learn.
I think so. And then I think it also kind of leads you to kind of piginehole people, right? Or stereotype people or whatever else into certain things that maybe they don't believe in or really say. So I think, the whole thing is when you can actually have a conversation where you talk to someone, you get their idea, you get their opinion, you understand the way that they're feeling and why they're feeling a certain way. Not only do you learn, maybe you'll start to, rethink about the way that you're feeling about something. But I think, what you built in your head maybe isn't as bad as you built it out to be.
Yeah,
and I think that's a really big thing. You see it in companies, now you see it all over social media. I agree with you. It's why I kind of made those two links, is that I feel like we're going backwards in many ways.
Sure.
We're becoming more isolated from one another. But you know what? In a corporate environment, company environment, you feel certain things about somebody, you make assumptions, go talk to them. Go talk to them.
And face to face as much as possible, right? I mean, talk about the fact that people are, like people or they get attracted in the way of being friends with people. 97% or whatever, maybe 93% is by their emotional reaction, by how they look and their tone of voice and their actions and whatnot.
That's
using all these emails, doing all this stuff out there on social media, or even on the phone, you take away a piece of that. Face to face when possible, and meeting, talking, and having those conversations. Healthy,
and learning.
No doubt about it. Always learning.
That's it. Like we're doing.
Yeah, look at that.
See?
Look at that. See?
People don't know that we're really not together here. It's a dual screen.
Yeah. This is a teleconference.
You're in New Jersey.
Why New Jersey?
I don't know.
All right. New Jersey.
That's where I would put you.
I was going to say Singapore. You went with Jersey.
But here, watch. We can do that.
Yeah, see, we are together.
We're together.
No
Anyway, I think that's a good thing to leave people with today.
Absolutely.
Talk to people. Talk to people.
Face to
not
face.
digitally, face to face.
Healthy conflict.
See what they think.
And healthy conflict. Please.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So good. So, as always, leave comments, subscribe, all the standard stuff. And we will see you next time here on
Beyond the Beef.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What do you think? Britt? She's yawning.
She's like, I'm sorry, what? Did you guys start yet?